Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As my lessons continue to progress through the ABRSM Grade 6 Music Theory Workbook, I now turn my attention to question 1A, Exercise 10. In question 1A, we are required to allocate chords to a given melody line. In exercise 10, we are required to add chords to a ballad in a major key. In this question, we need to understand that any chord we add implies a full four-part harmony, and so we still need to observe all of the rules of four-part harmony. We need to be careful that we don't double the third in a major chord. We need to make sure that the leading note rises when we allocate that in the bass line. We imply that as we add a chord. And we also get the opportunity in this exercise to add a cadential 6/4 as part of our chord choices. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there. You'll find the links to that lesson in the cards and in the description box. Everything you need to understand as we approach this advanced level harmony can be found in my Harmony and Composition textbook. This is available from Amazon and you can find the links to that in the cards and the description box also. After this short little video, you'll see sample examples of this lesson showing you how I work through every single note step by step, explaining everything you need to understand just as if I were sitting there next to you. Enjoy your studies. Now here, 5/1 is a good lead in. However, if you look at that, if we have a chord 5, we're going to get consecutive octaves straight away because chord 5 has a D, D to D, G to D. So we can't use chord 5. So we could think, well, we could use a chord 1B. That's sort of like a nice lead in, or we could use a 5B. So either of those would do. So I'm going to go for a 5B, sort of a nice strong and now sort of leading into the chord. So 5B, now here 5B has an F sharp in the bass, which is the leading note. So we have to make sure, if you've chosen 5B, that you definitely follow on with chord 1 in root position, because we're coming to a cadence point now, so we're going to have to start thinking where all of this is leading to. So let's leave this for the moment and look at these two chords here. So we have an A to a G, so we could have 5/1, of course, but then it would sound like it's finished and we've got another half as much again to go. We don't want it to sound finished, so actually this is perhaps the time where we do want chord 6. But here, this descending pattern here gives us a nice opportunity. If we can get some contrary motion between the bass and the soprano, then we know we're not going to get consecutives. It will eliminate the problems. So if we have chord 5, that would be a D, and then chord 6 would take us to an E. So this is boding well for this contrary motion. And so this chord here, now this is the harmony note, that's a passing note to this next harmony note. So here, chord 2 would be a good lead into a cadence point. And in actual fact, if we have 2B, that's a C, that gives us that nice contrary motion, which is very pleasing musically and also eliminates all of the potential for consecutive problems. And we can have 2B, even though this is the third, because we can double the third in a minor chord, which we have here. Here we have the tonic. Here we have step 2 of the scale. And in actual fact, we have a 3-2-1. We have a cadential 6/4, because this here is an échappé, or a changing note, where we sort of take a step in the wrong direction, as it were, to a dissonance. So this is the sort of non-harmony note, and then it drops by a third to resolve that back into harmony.